I'm Shubha Shalini from 3rd year ECE. Today I'm going to explain about what is internet and what is cloud computing. Internet. Whenever I am asking anyone about what is internet, most of them have said that it is a cloud residing somewhere in the world. But actually, internet is simply a cable which is made up of fiber or copper which connect many computers for communicate with each other. Let us see how it works. Internet. In early 90s, Internet was developed for military purpose. Later, it was developed for communication between scientists for sending secret data. Now it is used by everyone to communicate with each other anywhere in the world. Let us see how a web browser work. I am searching for asserted.in in the web browser in my PC and I am having digital subscription to the ISP. My browser sends HTTPS request to the DNS and the DNS sends specific IP address in return to the server. Once the server finds the IP address, it returns HTML, CSS or JavaScript of a web page to my PC. Here I am having a PC and I am searching for asserted.in in a web browser. It sends HTTPS request to the web server and the web server again sends HTML response via internet. IP address. What is an IP address? Like every one of us having a name, everything connected to the internet will have a name called Internet Protocol. For example, in an office, you and your boss connected to the same ISP and you are using a Facebook and your boss using some marketing app. Suppose if your Facebook searching result have shown in your boss system, what would happen? Hence, a browser or an application need to identify your device correctly, so IP address is provided and required. What is a domain name system? DNS. IP address of the Google is here and the IP address of the Facebook is here. Here, the IP address of the any device is very hard to remember. So, domain names are given to them. Example, google.com and facebook.com. Whenever we type any domain name in the browser, like www.google.com, the DNS provides the IP address of the specific domain. This is how DNS server work. Actually, DNS server is like a telephone directory which contain every phone numbers and corresponding names. Like DNS contain the IP address and the corresponding domain names. ISP. What is an ISP? ISP means Internet Service Provider. It is a company which provides access to the Internet either via phone line, cable television line or satellite connection, which may be a copper wire or wireless or fiber cables. There are some top ISPs in India. They are BSNL, Bharati, Airtel and Reliance. To be concerned about an internet, I want to send some of my image to my friend through WhatsApp. Hence, it is a very big data for the internet to carry out. Hence, it cut the data into a small packets by an electronic device called the router. Each and every packet contains the sequence and the IP address and travel through a various path to reaches the receiver very quickly. Once it reaches the receiver, it is arranged according to the sequence number and the IP address. Suppose my friend is using WhatsApp in his desktop, it is converted from light signal to the electric signal to reach his desktop. Suppose my friend using WhatsApp in his mobile phone, it is transferred to the antenna and then converted into electromagnetic field and reaches his mobile phone. This is all about internet. Let us see about cloud computing. So, why is cloud computing? In earlier days, computer used for computation and later used for transferring data, that is called the networking. Then websites are being developed for the upgrading. Then World Wide Web is created for hosting a website. Suppose whenever I want to host a website, I need lot of servers to store and maintain the data, and hence it is very high cost. Once we buy a server, we need to maintain it also, which is again a very big problem. So hence cloud computing. So this is local system with a limited space. I am moving my data to the cloud and cloud with an unlimited space. In cloud there is no need for the buying of server. Simply we can rent it. Advantages: no maintenance, no upgrade, cheap and cost effective. So what is cloud computing? I will give you an example. I want to conduct a function in a function hall. Is there any need for me to build a new function hall for a one-day function? No, right? Likewise, cloud computing means we are renting a server for hosting a website or maintaining a website or developing a new applications and all. Service provided by the Cloud service providers. First one, infrastructure as a service. In infrastructure as a service, the cloud service provider provide the infrastructure and the resources. Here the organization manage the OS, data and the software application. Simply you are having a virtual CPU and a memory. In platform as a service, the cloud service provider provide the infrastructure and development platform. Here the manufacturer develop their own software, test their software and deploy their software with the help of the tools provided by the cloud service provider. In software as a service, the cloud service provider has the full control over the cloud and the software. The organizations run the software applications and they use it. These are the major comparison between the services. First one, infrastructure as a service. In infrastructure as a service, the application, data, runtime, middleware and the OS is everything is maintained by the user. In platform as a service, the application and the data is maintained by the user. In SaaS, everything is maintained by the server and the user going to use it. So various deployment model. There are four various deployment models. First one is public cloud, second one is private cloud and community cloud and hybrid cloud. In public cloud, the third parties own the public cloud. It is used for general public. In private cloud, it is belong to a particular organization establishing their own servers and their own data centers. Public cloud is accessed via internet and the private cloud is accessed via internet or a network. There is a main difference between a public cloud and a private cloud is it is exclusively used by a single organization, while the public cloud is shared by a public one and operate for profit in general. The public cloud is for less confidential information. The private cloud is for more confidential information. So the third one is community cloud. The community cloud is similar to the private cloud. The major difference is it is not owned by the particular organization, but it is meant for a similar organization that is having a similar works. Drawbacks in public services cloud is lack of security, limited control and vendor lock-in. All these three are overcome using a hybrid model. So major benefits of cloud computing, one is flexibility, second one is disaster recovery. That is whenever there is a disaster, every data is backed by the cloud. Third one is automatic software update, that the software you are using is automatically updated by the service providers. Pay as you go, which means you can pay whatever space you can occupy. Increase collaborations and document control, security, location independence. The major service providers are Amazon Web Service, Google Cloud Platform, Salesforce, Azure, Oracle, IBM Cloud and Alibaba. This is all about cloud computing. Thank you.